This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight, the NFL season is winding down as the Bengals show why they need to be in the next round. Karl-Anthony Towns wowed the Toronto crowd even as he was breaking their hearts in the NBA. Listen in as passionate fitness enthusiast basketball player and public servant Marco Sario shares his views about basketball, life, and of course the UAAP. All that and more on the Scorecard tonight, the 10th of December. Now, here's our roundup. Before a record crowd of, my goodness, 92,587 fans, the Cincinnati Bengals snapped a 36-year losing streak to the Dallas Cowboys when the Cowboys were at home since their Texas Stadium days. In a game that will be remembered for its captivating finish, the Cincinnati Bengals edged out the Dallas Cowboys with a 27-20 victory. Now adding to the drama, former Bengals linebacker Nick Vigil blocked Cowboys rookie punter Ryan Ricau's punt right after the 2-minute warning. A chance touch by a Cowboy made the ball live, and Bengals rookie linebacker Maima Mumajung Meta recovered the ball to give Cincinnati a crucial new set of downs. Then, the phenomenal wide receiver Jamar Chase made a spectacular 40-yard touchdown that sealed the game with just over a minute remaining. But Chase's remarkable night didn't stop at his game-winning touchdown. He became the first player in NFL history to record 80-plus catches, 1,000-plus receiving yards, and 7-plus receiving touchdowns in each of his first 4 seasons. His 14th receiving touchdown of the season extended his leading total and set a new career high, and his 14 receptions were the second most in his career and in Bengals history. The Bengals were on a 3-game losing streak coming into this game, and with this win, are keeping their playoff hopes alive. Now in today's lone NBA game, the New York Knicks edged out the Toronto Raptors 113-108. Karl-Anthony Towns played hero with the go-ahead layup in the final minute and sealed the victory with a clutch 3-pointer. Towns dominated with 24 points and 15 rebounds, propelling the Knicks to their 5th win in 6 games. The Knicks jumped to a 34-27 lead after the first quarter and extended it with a 7-0 run in the second. But the Raptors stormed back with 13 straight points, taking a 55-53 lead before halftime. Now, despite losing Scottie Barnes to an ankle injury after he and Towns got entangled in the third quarter, Toronto still led 86-83 going into the fourth quarter. Jalen Brunson made a pivotal 4-point play, and Mikal Bridges hit a crucial 3-pointer. Then, with 42 seconds left, RJ Barrett tied the game at 108. Then Towns' layup and 3-pointer clinched the win for the Knicks. Now, in related news, the Dallas Mavericks superstar Luka Doncic has been named the Western Conference Player of the Week for Week 7 that ended yesterday. Doncic averaged 29.3 points, 11.7 rebounds, and 8.3 assists per game, leading the Mavericks to a 3-0 record during the period, with wins over the Memphis Grizzlies, Washington Wizards, and Toronto Raptors. Now he achieved 2 triple-doubles in those wins, moving him to 7th in the NBA history for most triple-doubles. This marks his 14th Player of the Week award, the most for any Western Conference player since the 2019-20 season. The last time Doncic received this honor was on April 1st of the 2023-24 season. Meanwhile, Miami guard Tyler Hero was named Eastern Conference Player of the Week. This is Hero's first time receiving this award, making him the 17th player in Heat history to earn the honor. Hero played a crucial role in leading Miami to a 3-1 record for the week, with victories over Phoenix, the LA Lakers, and Cleveland. Now, he averaged 25.3 points, 6 rebounds, and 5.5 assists per game, shot 50.7% from the field, 43.6% from three-point range, and 87.5% from the foul line. The only player in the entire NBA to achieve these averages and percentage for the week. And in case you missed it, Sengun, Barnes, Fox, Jokic, Booker, and Davis were previously named Players of the Week for the West. While for the East, it was Brunson, Antetokounmpo, Wagner, Garland, Mitchell, and Brown receiving the same honor in the league's first 6 weeks. We bet Anthony Edwards, the Ant-Man, was hoping that the NBA missed his post-game media chat because again, Edwards was fined $25,000 by the league for using quite profane language during a media interview. And this was after the Minnesota Timberwolves' victory over the Golden State Warriors last Saturday, Philippine time. Edwards was excited and expressed himself strongly in the locker room, dropping some F-bombs while talking to the media. This is the second time that the NBA penalized Edwards following a previous fine for his actions and words against the Sacramento Kings. Now, some fans came to his defense, saying that Adam Silver's NBA has gone soft. Then again, there are others who think that he deserved the fine. So what do you think? Should the NBA protect more free speech or the responsible use of words? News this morning was that Juan Soto, practically the most wanted man in Major League Baseball these past few weeks, has come to terms with the New York Mets. The deal? The biggest contract in sports history. Check out the numbers. 15 years, $765 million. Talk about financial security. But the move out of the Navy pinstripes was not just because of money, apparently. After all, the Yankees had offered a similar $760 million contract over, get this, 16 years. Rumors suggest that disputes over perks like a stadium suite and incidents involving Soto's family and staff being mistreated by Yankee security led to his departure. As a consequence, the Yankees missed out on other key free agents like Blake Snell while waiting for Soto's decision. No wonder then that from being celebrated by Yankees fans for leading their team to the World Series just 2 months ago, Juan Soto is now the biggest and the baddest villain in this story. Usain Bolt is the iconic Jamaican, widely regarded as the greatest sprinter of all time. Despite retiring in 2017, Bolt still holds the world records for the 100-meter and 200-meter distances. He is so fast that he is often referred to as the Lightning Bolt. The world is said to have found Bolt's heir apparent, though, in an ironic twist of names. Touted the next Bolt is a 16-year-old Australian prodigy named Gout. Gout has drawn comparisons to Usain Bolt after impressive performances at the Australian National All-Schools Athletic Championship, where he clocked 10.04 seconds in the 100-meter. That time wasn't officially recorded, though, due to a tailwind exceeding the limit. Gout later ran a legal 10.17 seconds, setting a national record for his age group. Now, Gout's coach, D. Shepard, expects him to break the 10-second barrier soon, after he also broke records in the under-18 and under-20 200-meter categories. With the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics and the 2023 Brisbane Games on the horizon, Gout is seen as a potential future star in athletics. And we are definitely going to be on the lookout for this talented young man. Now, for our daily dose of sports lingo. We hear the word handle often when talking of basketball players' ball handling skills. Now, we say that a player has a good handle in approval of how that player handles the ball. Now, having a tight handle connotes advanced expertise in dribbling and moving with the ball. It's time for our off-court buzzer. What's the best surprise you would want to receive from your past self? Former NFL tight end Rob Gronkowski just found out that his past self gave him an unexpected financial windfall. New England's Patriot alum Gronk made an impressive first stock trade in 2014 by investing $69,000 in Apple shares based on his contractor's advice. Then he forgot about it for 10 years. This investment grew, and Gronkowski now holds over $600,000 in Apple stock. Despite his fun-loving persona, Gronkowski never spent his estimated $7 million NFL earnings and instead has been living off marketing deals. His accidental success in stock trading highlights the potential of smart investments and underscores the importance of careful financial planning. And that's our roundup for tonight, the 10th of December. When we return, we'll be joined by former Ateneo Blue Eagle, Marco Sario. So watch out for that when we return right here on The Scorecard. Our guest for this episode of The Scorecard is passionate about many things: basketball, public service, the beach, even supporting his friends in volleyball, and of course, challenging himself in order to achieve all of his goals. And here to share his secret to everything from physical to mental health and all things under the sun, please welcome to the Bilyonaryo News Studio tonight, we have Mr. Marco Sario.
Thanks for inviting me. It's an honor to be here.
Brother, have a seat. Thank you so much. Mr. I don't know how to address you. Kagawad, Honorable Marco Sario.
Kagawad is fine.
Okay. That's an official because it's a
yes.
true story. You are a barangay Kagawad now in Makati. But the first time that I saw you, kinover kita sa UAAP Juniors. This was back in the day. Naalala ko, you were playing for De La Salle Zobel. Tapos game number 2, nag-jump ball ka against Justin Baltazar, no less, ng NU. Kwento mo naman, Marco, how your basketball career went after your time in the UAP with DLSZ.
So actually, nung game 2, we thought about our game plan. So the game plan is a David and Goliath story yan.
Oo.
So when we had the jump ball, sabi namin, sige, we'll just give them the ball and then stick to the game plan, which is our 1-2-2 zone nung that time. And fortunately, we won during that game. And we made history by, beating NU, and they were unbeaten that season.
Yeah. And then, of course, after that, naalala ko, nagletran ka pa ng isang taon bago ka lumipat sa Ateneo. How was your basketball career like, and what led to that decision moving from Letran to Ateneo, where you eventually graduated with a degree in Pol Sci?
So when I was in Letran, I played for 1 year.
Okay.
So parang inisip ko, what's my backup after basketball? So I was looking for my plan B, which is going to Ateneo, and fortunately I took up political science in Ateneo.
Yeah.
So I played also for team in Ateneo that time.
Okay.
But then the shift was when I didn't play that much during my first year. So when I was like, sige, I'll just choose my studies na lang, and basketball is just a bonus.
Okay. And then, we're seeing some of your pictures here. Ito yung nasa MPBL ka na, fast forward. This is you, present day, playing in the MPBL. Basketball is still very much a part of your life. But I want to ask you also about the public service side. Paano dumating itong idea sa'yo na to give back to your community?
So, my dad was a former kagawad in Barangay San Lorenzo for 13 years. I think he was an inspiration to me. So, when I was playing basketball, parang sinasabi ko, how can I give back to the community? And aside from that also, after graduating college, I worked for an NGO. So, naging executive director for 2 years. That's when I learned how politics really is.
Okay. Wow. And then, your dad, by the way, is also a former UAP player, correct?
Yes, he played for Adamson during the time of sina Kenneth Durandes, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow, Captain Marbel,
Captain
ngayon
Marbel
commissioner ng MPBL. Shout out to Kagawad Kaloy Sario kung nanonood siya ngayon, dad of Marco. So, Marco, ngayon, nakikita natin na ito, some of your pictures as a public servant. Mahirap ba yung naging shift mo? Kasi basketball, you grew up wanting to eventually turn pro, pero life took a different turn. You decided to enter the political arena.
It wasn't really that hard because I had mentors also. So they told me what to do and what not to do.
Okay.
And now, surprisingly, I'm actually doing good in Makati, and actually nakakapanalo ko na kanina this morning ng award.
Wow!
Yes.
What award was this?
It's for the program of Makati's Recycling Award. So our barangay is chosen. First place kami sa best recycling in Makati.
Wow,
Yes.
congratulations, bro.
Thank you, thank you.
And of course, I'm sure, Marco, as we see your brother here, si CJ, nanonood ka pa rin ng UAAP. Kanina, nanonood ka rin ng volleyball, supporting your friends. Okay, UAAP.
I'm an avid fan of the UAAP since when I was in siguro high school pa lang. It's my dream to be in the UAAP. And fortunately, napagdala naman sa NCAA, but it's not UAAP.
Yeah.
But if I had to like go back to college again, I would definitely want to play for the UAAP. Iba talaga yung fighting spirit when it comes to the UAAP. Like the passion, it's there. And I kind of miss playing basketball, like, you know, the one I was playing in high school too.
Yeah, I mean, syempre, nothing can ever replace playing with the name of the school across your chest, the school spirit, yung mga schoolmates mo cheering you on, and you experienced that playing for De La Salle Zobel in the UAP, and then of course, you moved on to Ateneo. Ngayon, La Salle, playing against UP in the finals, one of the most talked about sporting events. Game number 1, nakaisa na yung UP. Mr. Marco Sario, I'm going to make you put your analyst hat today. Para sa'yo, bakit ba nanalo ang UP in game number 1 against La Salle?
For me, nanalo ang UP kasi they had a different scheme. They scouted La Salle well.
Okay.
So, I think their game plan during the game 1 was to just let KQ shoot and not let his teammates get involved.
Okay.
So, you know naman KQ, he's the most seasoned and the most polished college player we have right now.
Yep.
I think ang pagkakulang that game is him facilitating and getting his teammates involved.
Okay, so you think in game number 2, he's going to be more of a playmaker and that would be key for La Salle para magkaroon pa ng game 3?
Yes, I think he has to get his teammates involved more sa offense. He scored 18 points in the first half.
Yes, and just 1 in the second.
Yes.
Nagulat nga ako dun eh.
So that's why, you know, La Salle lost because he just scored 1 point and his teammates didn't step up. Siyempre, we're from Zobel. Siyempre, kailangan, di ba, pusong berde pa rin tayo. We're rooting for La Salle.
Lumalabas, Okay. All right, Marco, since you are here, and this is what we have been doing dito sa ating show, The Scorecard, I'm going to give my updated top 5 in the UAAP. Marco will be able to critique yung aking mga pipiliin ngayon because baka matapos na yung UAAP bukas. Hindi tayo sigurado. Marco, marami na tayong napanood na players and I'm gonna take us back to season 75. Napakaraming players. 2012, nung panahon na yon. Kiefer Ravena was still playing. Terrence Romeo was still playing. Greg Slaughter naglalaro. And there was a guy, King Archer, Jeron Teng. He scored 35 points that year. Kaya naman sa number 5, I will put in, this might be a controversial pick, the first rookie since Jeron Teng to score 30-plus points in the UAAP. Give it to me right here. Number 5. Bam! From the FEU Tamaraos, Mr. VJ Pre. Statistics say, Marco, he is going to be the Rookie of the Year here in Season 87 of the UAAP. Do you agree na naglagay ako ng rookie dyan sa ating top 5 sa UAAP?
I haven't seen VJ Prep play. I've seen his highlights, but the way he impacts me. But medyo, Anton, medyo different ang number 5 ko eh.
Oh, sige.
Not statistically wise,
Sino
but
papasok mo dyan?
I'll put here JD Kagulangan.
JD Kagulangan would be your number 5.
Yes.
Okay, wow.
So he wasn't healthy the whole season.
Yes.
But he will, you know, he's a proven champion. He's a proven leader of UP. And you saw in game 1, he was playing so well, right?
Yeah, and so he was definitely the difference maker kasi nung elimination round, hindi naglaro si JD para sa UP. Nakita natin, game number 1, it was an entirely different matchup against the LSU. Number 4, ilalagay ko dito, ang number 2 scorer ngayon sa UAAP, meron pa siyang isang taon of eligibility. He wasn't sure in his post-game or after the tournament kung babalik pa siya, but feeling ko kailangan niya bumalik sa UAAP because they have unfinished business in España. Number 4, give it to me please, right here. Bam! Nick Caballero. He can shoot the 3, one of the best attackers in the UAAP. King Tiger. And like I said, Marco, unfinished business para sa kanya sa UAAP.
Nick Caballero, he's a very tough player. All-around guy. King Tiger, I hope he comes back to the UAAP. And Anton, actually, I agree yun is number 4.
Nick Cabanero. Okay,
Cabanero,
the
yes,
first time we agree. Let's go to number 3. This was a guy that I did not have in my first list when I did this list for the first time with Councilor Don Aliado, but he is here right now. I am putting him in. Give it to me right here. Number 3. Bam! Michael Phillips. And you can see it right here. God did. He's a believer, and he preaches that on and off the court. Mike Phillips, he came up big in game number 1, but he has to come up even bigger in game number 2. Nabanggit na natin yung pangalan niya, Marco. He is my number 2. Let's put him up here on the big screen. The best point guard in collegiate basketball, Mr. J.D. Kagulangan. Let's go! And if J.D. Kagulangan wants to end the series, he has to do the same thing that he did in game number 1, have confidence in his teammates. I feel like Harold Alarcon is going to have a better game in game number 2. But of course, the guy, he is the guy. Number 1, alam na natin kung sino to, the best player in collegiate basketball. Give it to me right here at number 1. Bam! Kevin Kiambao. This is my top 5. Marco Sario, ano masasabi mo dito sa ating top 5 players sa UAP?
I agree with the number 1, Ton. I agree with Kevin Kiambao. He's the most polished UAP player we have right now. I think one of the best UAP that I've seen. Rookie MVP. He led us last year to a championship. So number 2, I actually chose Precious Momoy of UE.
Precious Momoy. Okay, I had him in my first list. Okay.
Yeah, I think if he didn't get suspended, he would be part of the mythical 5.
Okay, yes, that's true. That's true. Oh, grabe yung rebounding ni Precious.
For my third one would be QMB.
QMB, grabe si QMB. Quinton Meliora Brown in game number 1 was a factor. Nagulat ka ba na ganun yung linaro niya in game number 1?
I wasn't really expecting him. He's been consistent with UP the whole season. He's a double-double machine, and he's a great leader on and off the court. So I think I'll put him on my number 3 talaga.
So for your list, you have KQ, you have Precious Momoy, you have QMB, parehas tayo dito, and then you have JD at number 5. All right. So kayo, let us know in the comments who you think is your top 5 in the UAP. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with Marco's picks? Let us know. Before we go, Marco, prediction para sa game number 2. Sino mananalo and why?
Kami ni Anton kasi we're from Zubel, so we bleed green. Medyo biased kami. But if Kevin Kiambao facilitates well and all his teammates step up, I think, Lasal will win game 2.
So there you go. All the Lasalians watching and praying. Sinabi na po ni Marco Sario, galing sa Lasal pero nag-Ateneo sa college, mananalo ang Lasal sa game number 2. We shall see. Brother, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
And we'll see you again. All the best, brother. When the scorecard returns, it's the start of the NBA Cup knockout quarterfinals. Would you want to know which 2 teams are probably going home and which 2 teams are likely going to Las Vegas? Be sure to keep your eyes on the prize. Welcome back to the Scorecard. It's time to keep your eyes on the prize. We'll break down the upcoming matchups to deliver key insights that might just give you the edge you need to stay ahead of the game. At 8 a.m. Philippine time, live at Pfizer Forum in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, it's the NBA Cup quarterfinals. The Orlando Magic take on the Milwaukee Bucks in a high-stakes Eastern Conference showdown. The Orlando Magic come into this game with a record of 17-9, currently 3rd in the Eastern Conference. They're fresh off a 115-110 win over the Phoenix Suns, extending their perfect 10-game home win streak this season. Jalen Suggs was the hero, scoring 26 points, 14 of those coming in the 4th quarter. Goga Bitadze added a career-high 16 rebounds along with 21 points to secure the win despite the team missing key players like Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner. On the other hand, the Milwaukee Bucks entered this game with a record of 12-11, sitting 6th in the Eastern Conference. They snapped a 2-game losing streak with a 118-113 victory over the Brooklyn Nets. Giannis Antetokounmpo delivered yet another monster performance, scoring 34 points and grabbing 11 rebounds. Damian Lillard added 15 points and 11 assists, while Bobby Portis came off the bench to contribute 23 points. Milwaukee comes in as the favorites with a minus 8.0 point spread, thanks to the dominance of Antetokounmpo and the team's efficient shooting at 48.3% from the field. But don't count out the Magic, who have relied on deep bench contributions and stingy defense, holding opponents to just 104.8 points per game in their last 10 matchups. The over-under is set at 213 points, indicating a tight defense-oriented battle. Orlando will need strong play from Jalen Suggs and their rotation to overcome Milwaukee's home court advantage. Now, will the Bucks' duo of Giannis and Dame Time prove too much to handle? Or can the Magic continue winning their momentum and pull off an upset in Milwaukee? We shall see. And at 10:30 a.m. Philippine time, live at Paycom Center in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the Dallas Mavericks will face off against the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Dallas Mavericks entered this game with a record of 16-8, currently 4th in the Western Conference. They're coming off a 125-118 win over the Toronto Raptors, where Luka Doncic delivered a monster performance with 30 points, 13 rebounds, and 11 assists for his second straight triple-double. Kyrie Irving also came through with 29 points, including 14 of Dallas's final 17 points in the first half. The Mavericks extended their winning streak to 7 games, with Doncic and Irving combining for 12 of Dallas's 17 three-pointers. Now, on the other hand, the Oklahoma City Thunder come into this game with a record of 18-5, currently sitting at the top of the Western Conference. They're riding a 119-109 win over the New Orleans Pelicans, with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander leading the way with 31 points, including 16 points in the first quarter. Jalen Williams added 27 points, and the Thunder dominated in the paint, outscoring New Orleans 40-18 in the first half. The Thunder have won 7 of their last 8 games, with Gilgeous-Alexander posting his 11th game of 30 or more points this season. The Oklahoma City Thunder enter this game as the favorites with a minus 5-point spread, with Gilgeous-Alexander coming off a strong performance and the Thunder's solid defense, including an NBA-best 12.1 steals per game, while the Mavericks look to extend their winning streak with Doncic and Irving leading the charge. The over-under for this game is set at 226.5, a point total that reflects both teams' offensive firepower and defensive strength. This game is expected to be a high-intensity battle, with both teams fighting for position in the Western Conference. Now the question is, can the Mavericks extend their winning streak behind Doncic and Irving? Or will the Thunder defend their home court and stay on top of the Western Conference led by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? This is a must-watch NBA Cup quarterfinal showdown. And that wraps up tonight's preview, so you can keep your eyes on the prize. Now, before we go, think on this. From the great man who made history with the Boston Celtics as the first African-American player-coach, Bill Russell, he says, "Success is a result of consistent practice of winning skills and actions. There is nothing miraculous about the process. There is no luck involved." And with that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you again here tomorrow on The Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport, on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. My name is Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Good night.